Alright everybody, welcome back to Skyway Classics YouTube channel. We are now going for a ride in our 2003 Chevy Monte Carlo. Of course, you know the Monte Carlo is a well-known Chevy vehicle of its time. Of course, I still wish they had made the Chevy Monte Carlo to this day. However, going to the one we have here featuring a very nice blue exterior. As you can see, it does have the flames in the front to really give it that mean look. More importantly, described as Jeff Gordon's number 24, devoted. Of course, a lot of these older, or should I say, well, yes, older Monte Carlos were devoted to number 3. Of course, everybody knows what the number 3 was, but this one was related to number 24. Very nice to see indeed. As we move on to the inside, you can see it does have that very nice automatic on the floor. Interior is in very good shape, coming from the dash to the seats. Of course, you can see even the seats are in good shape, having the very nice 24 embroidered into the headrest, as well as the back being in very good condition. You can almost see like nobody's ever sat in there at all. As we look at the cluster, you can even see it does have the 24 Jeff Gordon number there. Of course, I had to turn the wheel there for a second, but as you look at it right there, cluster has no Christmas tree lights going on. However, just has 61,000 miles reading from the odometer. So of course, this was really well garage kept, really well taken care of. Of course, some of the functions you do get with these nice style Monte Carlos is the fact that it does have the power locks, power windows, power mirrors, a lot of newer stuff you will get. But of course, being a Monte Carlo, being not even well known anymore, well, too well known to this day, of course, from Skyway Classics, you are getting one heck of a vehicle. Even for your audio system, you can see you do have the cassette and CD player. That is a double win right there, especially for the fact that the radio is in very good shape. We do have the AC running. I know you can't exactly hear over me talking, but of course it is blowing nice and cold. Really knowing how the car is back in the day, very simple, very easy to drive. Of course, being underneath the hood, featuring that very nice 3.8 liter motor, having power steering and power brakes, it does make itself a very safe ride. Of course, we can test them for you right now. In fact, you can even hear how quiet the engine is. Even when taken off, you hear nothing tapping. It is very simple, very nice to drive. Of course, very something nice you'd like to see at a show versus all the newer stuff, all the modified turbo garbage. Of course, you really have something nice when you come up with an 03 Monte Carlo, especially number 24, which is very nice. But as for now, though, we are just going to get it turned around and up on the lift. So if you have a moment, folks, please stay tuned with us to see the underneath.